Good afternoon and welcome to another episode of hashtag VowFM Music Takeover. This happens every single Thursday, every single Thursday, 3 times a day. Today it's taking place at 4 p.m. right here in sunny Johannesburg. We're going to be talking to Tolly B, SA. He's going to be coming on and telling us a very seasoned man, a very seasoned presenter, producer, songwriter, and he's going to be coming, which is titled Lala. My name's Tazz, by the way, and I run a show on VowFM 88.1 called Poetry Circle every single Sunday from 6 to 9 p.m. Hello.
Hey, Tazz, how you doing?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So starting it off, I'd just like to start with a kind of introduction for everyone. Where did it all start for you?
Oh, look, man, it all started when I guess, from a career point of view, when I started sound engineering, when I started music. I studied at LNB campus. I think it's now Damelin in Bramley. And yeah, I've always been into music, always been a DJ, always wanted to do music stuff. Even when I was in high school, I used to bother my mom all the time for money to go and record demos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Used to rap back in the days, wrote some crazy music as well. All genres though, that's the thing. Like what I've always loved is like literally all the genres. That's why everywhere I go, people are like, oh, so are you hip hop? Are you house? Okay, what's happening now? Pianos, what's happening? I'm like, yo, I'm music, I'm music.
Yeah.
But yeah, it pretty much all started there, and those were my days even before I got on radio. You know what I mean? It was always about music and always about Tolly B, the musician, the writer, the producer.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we know you as a radio legend, but you are still very much on radio. Can you tell us a little bit more about the progression throughout radio, and where you are now?
Oh yeah, I actually started on YFM, but the thing about it is I actually didn't even start as a contracted presenter. I went to YFM with an idea. I went to them with an idea of having like a street team. So the street team was supposed to be this show that is presented from the street. You know what I mean? Just having a presenter on the street, taking YFM to the people. And I actually presented on the streets for about 2 years, 2005 to 2007. For Y, I've been contracted to Y. The whole first year of that, I must mention this. I didn't even get paid a cent.
Hey.
I know, right? I know the struggle. So I didn't even get paid a cent. Yo, but I loved what I was doing. You know what I mean? I loved radio. I loved all this kind of thing. I actually thought it was something amazing because people were receiving it very well. You know what I mean? So I used to travel like the whole of GP. Getting content from the ground. I mean, that if you think of content creators right now on social media, I was a content creator on the ground. You know what I mean? And then we used to I used to edit it myself because I used to have my own studio, then give it to YFM, and they do their thing. I remember about a year in or so, that feature. Remember, it's a small feature within a big radio station. So that small feature actually got sponsored by Dickies. Dickies, it's urban wear, it's street wear. They sponsored the feature because they really loved what it was all about. You know what I mean? And they loved the content, they loved the way it was presented. So I was very happy. So I got a little bit of this, after a year. I know, right? After a year of doing this. But it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. And after those 2 years, in 2007, I got my first gig at YFM. It was a good show, which I didn't mind at all. I was on Y for about 6.5 years or so. Then I went 94.7. When I went at Y, I pretty much did every show. You know what I mean? From graveyard to 6 to 9 p.m. to lunch to drive time. When I was on drive, then I went to 947. I did lunchtime for about 3 years or so. And that's all behind the mic. And then I decided to try my hand in management. So from behind the mic, I went to become station manager of a commercial radio station in Limpopo, which is kept. I learned a lot. I grew a lot. That's what I've been doing in the last 4 years or so. Actually, that for most of the 4 years, and also I became head of creative for MS Sales. So that's for both Power 98.7 and Capricorn FM. Yeah. So that's that's pretty much the radio journey. It's been an insightful one. I've learned quite a lot. It's been a joyful one, and I've really I've enjoyed every single part of it. But you know what? Once the mic bug has got you, you know, it doesn't
For
really
real.
go. You
Yeah, it
know,
does.
go. That's the thing. So I was lucky enough that the guys at Power also said, look, here's a show on a Saturday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We know you're a real broadcaster, so if you still want to do it, you know what I mean. And I'm like, yeah, for sure, you know what I mean. That's who I am. Music, radio, that's what I love. So let me do my dream. Let me live my dream.
Yes. And being that seasoned in radio, what are the things that you would actually like to change about the industry?
Oh man, that's quite a bit. I think we need a better balance between people who do great radio and what content creation is and what popularity
Yeah.
is, you know? I don't necessarily think that radio's got that balance yet. I don't think most of entertainment has that balance yet, but I certainly would like to see a lot more of like true radio people that love radio with all their heart on radio. You know? People authentic, people who want to learn, you know what I mean? People who actually want to get better in time. You know, I don't like listening to radio to someone for 3 years and you can tell that this person has got no interest in radio. This person has got no interest
Yeah.
in getting better, in learning more, in, you know what I mean? That's, it's not that they don't really love it. They're probably doing it because they want to get paid or whatever the case is, or they got a lot of followers on Instagram. So I think it's about the balance. It's not necessarily about getting people who don't have followers on Instagram and Twitter, but it's about finding the balance, you know, because there are some
Yeah.
who do it well, who find the balance well. But also from a content point of view, I think I think radio people need to read more. I think radio people need to immerse themselves more in the world. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's always someone who knows more than you out there who's listening anyway. So the whole idea is not that you should know everything there is to know. I don't think any human being knows everything on Earth, you know. But be able to read more, to just be more enlightened about what's happening, you know, in the world, and to integrate a lot more, like the stuff that you guys do. I mean, it's quite amazing, you know. I really love it. So to integrate a lot more, to know that radio is not just a domestic tool anymore. You know what I mean? It's more about listen to it and not just listen, but engage with it from anywhere they are. You know what I mean? That's how they can.
Yeah. I love that.
So yeah.
And speaking a little bit of TV presenting, we know that you were the host of Bakai. How was that experience, and how was the shift for you?
I'll tell you one thing though, your television, like it's long hours, eh? Yes, yo, like, you know, like, and they're all cut and whatnot and change wardrobe and do this and that. It's a lot of work, I'll tell you that much, you know, but I loved it, you know. I think, you know, I believe I'm just a natural in many things, you know. It's just a ability that I was gifted. It's a gift, it's a talent. So I'm a natural with many things, including television. I mean, everyone I've worked with said, look, you actually did well there as very well. And what I loved about it, and this is the thing about people like us who are on radio or broadcasters in general, especially radio, because most of what we do is live, right? Like right now. Like, you take it for granted that this is preparation for so many things in life. You know what I mean? It's preparation for all situations where you find yourself having to be able to execute something, you know what I mean, without wasting anyone's time or being confident and people doing it. You know, so yeah, I think that the radio background really helped because everything happens live there. I had fun doing television. I did a couple of shows. I did some super sport work as well. I love cricket, so I ended up on super sport as well. Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I know. Right?
I love that. And how important has it been for you to actually be someone of many talents and to have such a broad spectrum of things that you can do?
Yeah, thanks for that question because that's exactly what it is, isn't it? It's it actually be scatterbrained sometimes, and I must be honest. Sometimes I am a little bit scatterbrained, and sometimes it is tough to sort of focus on a few things at a time. You know what I mean? Because you really are convinced, and you probably are very talented, and you're able to do so many things. that you need a little bit of a rude awakening to say, yeah, but there's certain things that
Yeah.
you can't do everything on earth. You know what I'm trying to say? Or either things, or just integrate more, or find a better balance. That's what I was talking about earlier on radio today. Find a better balance to make sure that you can do all the things. And I'd like to think in my career I had a very, very good balance. You know? But the only thing is that in some parts of my life, certain people don't know about other parts of my life. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's like double life or quadruple life where, people need to learn other things that you do elsewhere and all that kind of stuff. It's okay because then it keeps you telling your story. You know what I mean? And it keeps people not multifaceted as well. But yeah, it does need a very clear head. I'm not going to lie to you. It does need a very clear head. At some point, you'll just go crazy trying to do 100 things all at once.
Sure. And with regards to DJing and getting into the music side of it, why did you start DJing and later on it would lead to producing and stuff? Where was your mind at when you started DJing?
Yeah, so anyway, it's as I was saying a bit earlier on, I used to bother my mom all the time about, wanting to do time, demos and this kind of stuff and whatever the case is. I used to go to studios all around, pretty much South Africa, and then I would see all these guys go fresh and then from music side, I would see Boomshak and all these guys. Lighty, you know what I mean? So I'm falling in love with it all the time, right? And when I actually decided in high school that I actually want to study music, you know what I mean? What I want to study. Let me do something that has to do with music, with sound, and that kind of stuff, Yeah. And that's what I started. And that's what I knew that this is what I want to do. And that's what I also knew that there's so many things that in, right? And the DJing came through, and the producing and the writing and post-production. I actually started in post-production, so as an editor for like radio and television adverts and dramas and all that kind of stuff. That's pretty much what I started from a working point of view after school. So there's so much to do, and also there's still behind the scenes. You can be an executive, all those things. But from a DJing point of view, I'm a musician. I love music, so it was the natural thing to do. You know what I mean? To start with the DJ, start with the writing, start with the producing of the music, because I was working in a studio 24/7. So it was a
Love that. And speaking about your recent release, Lala Love, that's why we're here. What has the response been like to that song, and how has that felt to you to release it?
The response has been impeccable. It really has been amazing. I'll tell you one thing. I mean, it was supposed to come out even under lockdown, right? Not necessarily that song, but we had some 2 songs under lockdown. And then we got on lockdown, and we decided to release more songs. And this was one of the songs record more songs. So it was one of the songs we recorded, right? After we were allowed to travel, because some of the guys were in Venda, some in Pretoria, and all that kind of stuff. But when I started teasing that I'll be releasing something, I even had some people, including friends of mine, saying, we're not too sure what this guy is going to do, we don't know. I mean, totally, are you sure about this? I mean,
yeah. They like everything. Now you just everything. Now it's too much.
Everything. Come on now. Yeah. So I said, no, but this is what I used to do, even before radio, before TV, before everything. This is what I did, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to go back to it, And we dropped it last week, Thursday. In fact, a week ago today, we were trending at number 4 in South Africa. The single. People started like the Lala Love Dance Challenge. I think it was on Tuesday or so. Trended again at number 3, the challenge. Up no less than 15 radio stations have already picked up the song, playing it after a week, right? Of it being released. We're shooting the music video tomorrow.
I know that you said you put a 2-week time limit on that one, so time.
I know, right? So it's like, and everything is happening. Like, with me, if I put my mind to it, I just do it. You know what I mean? And that's if there's anything that I can pride myself in, it's exactly that. And a lot of people have told me that, bro, like, we wish we had that quality. Just if you push your mind to something, just do it.
Yes.
The response has been great. So I'm overwhelmed.
Awesome. And with regards to who was featured on the song, what was it like producing with that person and working with that person?
Yeah, so I got a group of 3 people I work with on all the songs we've done so far. In this particular song, it was produced by a guy called Big Robza, great producer, like like a great mind, a great ear as well from a music point of view. Very well Leonard, and he's just crazy with it, man. He's also a writer. He's also like a vocalist, so he's just crazy with it. And I know that South Africans will enjoy him. You know what I mean? The more we get to know him, like literally, this is just the beginning for him. It features a lady called Ando. Ando is a beautiful singer, unassuming, but yo, she'll hit you with it. You know? But she's also a great writer as well. You know, and what we did was it wasn't one of those where, you know, I'm just a DJ and I'm just compiling songs that people made. You know what I'm trying to say? And put it in my CD. I actually wanted to be myself in the song. I wanted people to feel me. I wanted people to know that this is Tolly's song. I wrote the song myself. You know what I mean? Which co-produced with Big Robza. He's a great composer. There's a guy called Timothy who actually played the guitar. There's a live guitar. That live guitar you hear in the song, you know, it was recorded, we did it, and he was just playing it live. It was just jamming, you know. And for me, I wanted to celebrate all those elements because I know music is not one thing. You know what I mean? Like a genre like Mapiano, it's such a wide range that we need to start playing around with it. You know what I mean? We need to start doing more with it. Also for its own longevity as well, you know, and also for it to reach more people. You know what I mean? So I love the genre, but we thought let's do a little bit more on it. You know what I mean? That'll get people going. Wow, man! They did that. They added a guitar there. This is soulful. Oh, but when the bass comes in, it's proper pianos. You know, that kind of a thing. And they're singing in 3 different languages. I can hear Chivenda, I can hear Zulu, I can hear English. You know that's what we wanted to really celebrate. We wanted to bring it home so that people know that, oh, cool, that's a totally big tune. You know, and I think we won with that one.
And I think you speak a lot about how there's a lot going on in the background and how those pieces fit together to make something that is appeasing to your ear. But I know that in that you have to kind of like wait on yourself and have to like choose the right moment to release it. And in waiting for the right moment to release it, how did it feel to you to finally let it go and kind of just let it breathe and let everyone just have their say on what it was like?
It felt so good to finally do it. I mean, I must tell you, the process of trying to choose a single, because there are 5 songs, right, we've already recorded. The process to try and choose a single was an excruciating one because they're actually pretty cool. No, they're all pretty dope, you know? So, but we settled with it and we went with it. And as I said, in a week, it's taken a life of its own. I mean, it just, on Tuesday, I was chilling and someone just WhatsApped me, why are you training at number 3? I'm like, what? Like, there's a dance channel. I'm like, oh, cool. Earlier on, I tweeted the whole thing about dancing like it's happening. So I'll go and check, and I'm like, oh, cool. I better engage here, you know. So it's taken a life of its own. I mean, I'm doing, you know, it's weird because I'm normally the presenter interviewing people, but I'm getting interviewed pretty much everywhere in South Africa. You know,
you're a very good interviewee, by the way.
Oh, really?
Great.
It's all the years on the other side, you know. It's all the years on the other side of the desk. So it's been so good to finally let it go. You know what I mean? Also, what I really enjoyed is I even had some friends of mine coming and saying, "Bro, we were scared because, it better not, because this is totally me, right?" So like,
friends have to support you regardless.
yo, man, we were like, yo, bro, like this better not be like, you know. Because, I mean, now we're going to be stuck trying to console you, you know? So yeah, it turned out very well. And I'm glad it's out there. It belongs to South Africa right now. You know, it's the ultimate summer song. The other feedback I'm hearing quite a lot is that it's a great radio song as well. When we did the focus groups, like research, right? Not a lot of people, like 54 people, but that's quite a lot of people, different demographics as well. In the age of about 21 and 40 years old. And one of the questions we were asking every single time we do it was, we'll play all 5 songs. That's different, but there's one particular question was, which song would you like to hear again? You know, which song would you like to hear again? And about 90% of them wanted to hear this song again. You know, songs, you know, so it means that there was that thing. And the more I talk to sort of radio people and television channels, compilers, they say it's the kind of song that can seriously make it big on the channel, you know, as a radio song and also as a party song. So there's something, a 360 approach to the way in which we did the song, which is working right now.
Sure, love that. And what is the personal meaning of the song to you specifically?
It really is about love. I mean, under lockdown, as I said, we had recorded other songs, and then we got locked down and we couldn't. And then I started writing more music, and it's just about love. It's just about celebrating love. It's just about realizing that love is strong, love is powerful. You know? The love of, whoever your day one is, whoever your ride or die is, whether it's a romantic partnership or whether it's, I mean, myself and my mom and my sister, they're in Venda, right? We bonded during these last 5-6 months than any other time of our lives, Our story of going on a video call, on a WhatsApp video call with my mom, and she was like literally touching me, like, she was, it was the cutest thing ever. And obviously, the love of friends. I think that sometimes we forget just how powerful love can be. You know what I mean? So don't play with love. Respect love. Love is a strong thing. And then kind of love like that. And the only other thing is obviously from a language point of view, I wanted to celebrate my own language, which is Venda. I grew up in Joburg, so there's Zulu there as well. There's let me say isiZulu there as well. There's also English there to sort of celebrate South Africa. You know what I mean? We could put all 11, but we did what we could. But yeah, I'm so happy.
Only 3. Only 3 languages.
Oh, now you can do better. Next time.
Next time we're aiming for 11.
Yeah, 100%.
And how do you feel the music business has been affected or influenced by social media?
I think by and large in a positive way, if you look perhaps on the bottom line, right? It's like everything else. It's like soccer players from yesteryears and soccer players from now. Things have changed. You guys make more music. They become influencers. They do this and that. They can reach more people. So they are massive brands by themselves, right? If you look at typical DJ or musician, you will find that they are a massive media house by themselves, if you like, right? In inverted commas, because they can use those to make a living, beyond music, So I quite like integrate well. I love the guys that integrate well, and I would encourage everybody to do that, to integrate make sure you utilize those platforms because they are there for you, and you can use them in many ways, right? But also, the old age publicity that you would see in the newspaper is now on Twitter. You know what I mean? We know that some of y'all, we know you've planned it. Some of you guys, we know you've planned it. You're not really fighting.
Sure.
But it works. It is what it is. It's about utilizing the platform. It's about making it work to your advantage. The thing about it is it's about finding you within the platform. So it's not about the platform running your life. I don't think. It's about finding. Even if you do or say anything, you must just know that you're fine. You know what I'm trying to. So absolutely love it, and I actually not just for music, but for anyone. Because clearly, like you and I, in fact, anyone in the entertainment industry is in the game or the business of content. Like think of radio, right? Not in the business of radio. We're in the business of content. Radio is a tool, right? So it's creating the content beyond the music as well.
Not bad. And you said that you were recording the music video. When can we expect it? Are we still on a 2-week?
Yeah, but we don't waste time. Tazz, I'm not here to waste time. I'm not here to waste nobody's time. I'm telling you right now, tomorrow. So anyway, I have such an early call tomorrow. I'm thinking at 7 p.m. tonight, I'll be fast asleep. So I'll look nice and fresh, So tomorrow we should.
Yeah.
Come on now, come on, So tomorrow we shoot, and I actually just got off the phone with my director, like just maybe 20 minutes before speaking to you. And yeah, we're looking at less than 2 weeks of shooting to make sure that it's available. I'm quite pedantic, with the fine prints and all that stuff. So I just want to make sure. I mean, look, it can never really be perfect, because it's a difference. You know what I mean? Where you need to also trust the people you're working with. Also have dentist points, where you can negotiate and you can let go of certain things because you're not doing it for yourself when it's all said and done, right? You're doing it for other people that are going to consume it. But we'll make sure, without rushing anyone, that 2 weeks, as I said, I've always said, 2 weeks, it's going to be out. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
We'll be waiting on it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Any last words that you'd like to offer to the audience?
Yeah, man. I just want to say first, thanks to you guys. Thanks to everybody else who joined us. I've been seeing so many people coming in, joining us on this live chat. Really appreciate it. Make sure you go out and get it. Tolly B featuring Endo is called Lala Love. It's the ultimate summer song, the ultimate radio song. Dare I say, song of the year 2020 is upon us. And I just everybody that's obviously been affected. All of us have been affected by the pandemic, by the lockdown. I know that the people who are watching or who are with us here live aren't just only people in the entertainment industry. It's people from all walks of life. I just want to say, let's focus now a lot more energy on trying to find ways in which we can bounce back. On individualized, but for those around us. As a young black person, you know that it's never really just about you. You know what I mean? With your extended family, and it back down into the economy and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to give some positive energy to everybody out there and say, let's go and try and that we can bring this economy back to life. And in your own different industry, wherever you might be, even if it's still at school or cases, don't give up. There's a song called Ubomi Abumanga. I think it might be Sanel and I forgot who is doing the song with, but it's such a beautiful song because like life has not stopped, guys. You know what I mean? It's glitch in the matrix, if I can put it that way. But life has not stopped. I think Ami Faku might be part of that song. I love it. I don't know why I forgot her name right now. Still love you, Ami. But yeah, it's a beautiful song. I really love it, and for that, and I want to say to everybody out there, life has not stopped. So let's pick up whatever we're to pick up. If they're not pieces to pick up, let's make new pieces. You know what I mean? And let's make sure that we move forward.
So we can catch you on Power FM every Saturday,
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Yeah. You shouldn't be telling your listeners that because they're gonna leave you guys and come to me.
My show is only on Sunday, so they can listen in on Saturday to you. They can just like boop, boop, boop.
I had lots of fun. Listen, Tazz, see you at the top. Yeah, all the best, man.
Sure thing. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Cheers.
Oh, wait. Shout out to everybody who joined the live today right here on the Vow FM Music Takeover on the Vow FM IG page. If you had missed anything of the live, make sure to check it up on our IG page. It will be posted there. Had such a lovely time with Tolly B. He's literally a loving legend. For me, my name's Tazz. Thank you so much for staying with me. It is time for me to say my goodbyes. Shop and away.